All right. Hi, guys. We are here today on Tech Tuesday, and I'm going to talk about the product that I use every day. Literally every single day is Google products. Okay. And that product, there's a couple of products that I use by Google, which I use because I work with remote teams over in the Philippines and over in New Jersey. It's my manager. She actually works about 45 minutes away from here. But the first product that I'm going to go right into it. Before I do, my name is Paul Kim. For those that don't know who I am, you can find me on my channel profile is Paul Y Kim 360. You can go to any social media platform and type that in. You can find me there. My real estate community is Real Estate Life 360 at Real Estate Life 360. So you can find me on social media. Just type that in as well. So today, what I'm talking about is Google products. And the first one that I recommend when I remember when I got introduced to Google a while back. This is a long time ago. I think Gmail, uh, for those that do remember, you had to get invited in to have a Gmail account. But since then, they've evolved and they basically have a suite of products that are very helpful. If you have any questions, put your uh, put in the chat session and I'll answer them as we go along. All right. All right. So the first one is Google Domains. And for those that don't know what Google domain is, if you have a domain, I initially used uh, GoDaddy, and then migrated over to Namecheap, which is another domain provider. But now I use strictly Google domains, and the reason why it's just simple to use. It's very it works well just because Google is the number one search engine, and the way they redirect traffic, and it's just very fast. And so you could type in Google domain, and you can let me share my screen here. And so this is let me see if I can make this bigger. So this is my for my domain, Real Estate Life 360, and you can see right here. I'm not going to show some of the products, some of the information, just because of privacy, um, and so what it does is it makes it easy. This is a Google domain. I purchased it. So for those that if you want to move it over from GoDaddy or to Google domain, it's just a matter of transferring it, and you have to unlock it on whether you have it at GoDaddy or for Namecheap. They're probably hating me for taking business away, but like I said, I'm a big proponent of uh, Google domains. And one thing I like about Google domain is that even though you have the domain um, here on Google domain, you can have emails, and this is one thing that I was talking with one of the real estate agents. So one of the things about as an agent, you may have your own personal email that you use. You may have the email that your brokerage gives you, okay, and then you have your domain potentially. So if you want to use um, or maybe you had another domain that you had before, and so you have all these emails, and so you need to figure out one central email that you want to get, and so Google Domains enables you to forward that domain. So for example, if I go to email, um, I have two email accounts here, okay, which is info and support, okay. Um, Probably hackers out there are probably getting my email address for now, but it also enables you to forward domains to various. So, for example, like if I have an email address at events at Real Estate Life 360, I can forward that over to support. Or, for example, if I have here portal. Not sure why I created that email address. So you can have various emails and have it forwarded to whatever email that you want. Okay, that's one of the things that I like about um, you having Google domains. And also their DNS settings is very, I mean, I think some people may get overwhelmed and get scared, but But if you get G Suite as part as added to you're using Google domain, they already preset all of the settings for you, and so it's very simple to use. Um, and it works very well, and it's very simple to use. I mean, just follow directions. For me, it comes second nature, um, but for those, just following directions and very simple settings for DNS, I'm a big proponent of using other platforms rather than using WordPress. I'm not a big proponent of WordPress because as much as I know technology, WordPress is just too much to deal with. And so I use two platforms that I use is Carrot and Kajabi, and those are my two choices when it comes to doing my business. All right, and so Google domain, and so the next thing I wanted to talk to you about was G Suite. Okay, no, actually Chrome, Google Chrome. All right, for those that are Chrome users, and the reason why I like using Google Chrome, and let me just pull over to the screen my email. This is my email for my real estate business, and so as you can see here. One of the things I like about Google Chrome is the ability to have what's called these profiles. Okay, so let me get my picture out of there. Um, Having the ability to have different profiles. And why is this important? It's because let's just say that you have your personal account that you use in Gmail, okay? And let's say you have your business, and maybe you have two businesses. In my case, I have, my real estate community and my real estate and marketing. I want to keep those email accounts separate, which means that I want to keep the browsing history. I want to keep their um, their the links, I guess, the cookies and all of the things associated with that specific account separate from my personal, or for that matter the different businesses. So what you would do is you would create a profile. Okay, so let's just say I have in here my Gmail, so my personal Gmail. And so what I would do is I would create a add a person here, and I would when I add a person, then I would put in my um, let's just say Paul Kim. I would just say Paul Kim personal. Okay, and then you would add that. Once you add that, and I'll put the cheese as a character. Okay, and then when I that populates, that creates a separate profile, which you can now create a whatever your business or your personal, and keep that separate from all of the other information that's being stored on that specific profile. And that's the reason why I like using I don't know if the other browsers have that, but that is that you have that available, and you can have as many profiles as you want, but depending on how much sanity you want in your life. So, and the other thing I like is, of course, these extensions. We call them, extensions, and I have an extension that I use most readily every day. This one is for my password manager, and this one is Dub. Dub is a video emailing platform that I use. I'll have some tutorial later on, which I will talk about later. So that is the reason why I use Chrome. And then in case you want to know, there's a Chrome Chrome store that you can go to. And let me see if there's any chats going on in there. If you have any questions, today we're talking about why I use Google products, more particularly Google domains, Google Chrome, and I'm going to go into Google Drive, G Suite, using Google Drive, Google Docs, and things like that. So if you want to know, they make a lot of different extensions. You could go crazy with it, and they have a bunch of them. So the one that I use for on a daily basis, which I use, is Passcat. Okay, that's the password of choice. And I'll go into maybe another session on that, maybe in the future episode. future live cast. And so I used to use Dashlane before, but that's not what we're talking about. So let's go into the other thing about Google Drive. Um, so let me I made some notes and I just want to make sure I stay on track. If you have any questions about any of the products that I talk about here, by all means, write in the comments below. If you're on Facebook, if you are on YouTube, write on the chat session and I will see them. All right. All right. So when you're in when you're in the drive, if you want to manage your domain, you can go here. Oh, not here. This is actually this wheel thing right here. I don't know what you call it, settings, but usually settings is like a wheelbarrow. I mean, a wheel. You'll see them. And then you go to manage this organization, and really, oops. Okay, so I have to put in my password. So I use Passcamp. For those that maybe want to take a sneak peek at my Passcamp, I'll pull that screen over. So this is Passcamp, and so um, and what I like about is that it has a lot of functionality, very similar to the Dashlane. And so I would just copy this password here. And so all of my password, I don't use the same thing. I let the application generate its own password because in this world of hackers, you got to be careful. All right. Because I've had people try to hack me for I know because I put on all of my account two-factor authentication. Definitely recommended, especially if you're working with virtual assistants, you're working remotely. It is something that is not optional but mandatory. Because I get in the middle of the night somebody trying to hack into my Gmail, and I would get a notice saying that, or even for that matter, Dropbox. I use Dropbox, and as well as Google Drive. So you have in here the ability. The most I would go in here is just changing my credit card, and then also users. So if I wanted to add a email address, I would go in there and I would add users accordingly. I right now I'm just using the basic, which is like $6 a month per user. You can go above that, $12, but for most people that start out, you don't really need, in my opinion, the $12 per month. You just need to get the basic G Suite, right? So why do I like using Google Drive is, or G Suite for that matter, is you have I mean, they are constantly adding more and more platforms, or for that matter, softwares that you can use. And the best and the awesome thing about Google Drive and these Google Docs is the ability for your remote workers to be able to share information. Not only that, but also be able to see live any changes they make on that Google document. So Google Sheet is the same thing as Microsoft Excel. Google Docs, the same thing as Microsoft Word, contacts, and then forms is similar to like surveys, doing surveys. Slides is the same thing as Microsoft PowerPoint. So I still use the Microsoft products, um, and just to differentiate the difference between the two. Um, so I use Google Drive, and let me just go into it. So I like using Google Drive when I need to share documents that I need to readily be able to um, share with my team. All right, like Excel spreadsheets where we need to interact and share data. However, for storage purposes, I use Dropbox, and the reason for that is I've just a while back, and I've said this in other other places, that I just had a bad situation where one time Google Drive just I lost a lot of information, a lot of files, and that's because of a plugin that I connected with it. But when you delete a a document on Google Drive, what happens sometimes is you can't restore it, and that's problematic because sometimes you accidentally delete files or delete folders, and you cannot find it. But besides that, Google Drive is awesome in remote collaboration. However, like I said, all of my storage in terms of backup and all of my cloud data is actually stored on Dropbox. Okay, and I'll probably do another episode on that, going over. I use Dropbox for Business, which is it's just a higher level than Dropbox Pro or Plus or something like that. So, um, what I like about so organizational level, what I do is I tend to I share documents through um, on a level, so high level, meaning like for example, Real Estate Life 360, which is my community. What I would do is I would share. Let me see if I got the right button here. So I'm using. So I use a Mac, which is the keyboard's a little different than a PC. So you have the ability to share and let's see if I share it, then I have the ability to share with various team members here. These are my team members here, and I can give them editorial or just read and write privileges. And so, and then when you give them editorial privileges, you are able to, they can open all the documents inside and as well as edit them. Whereas if you just give them read privileges, they'll just be able to read it. So I use this to collaborate with um, my remote team. As you can see right here, some of the most active documents that we use here are right up here on the very top. Um, and then let me just take a look at, let me just show you a typical document that right now we are doing some for my real estate business. We're actively reaching out to some of the old contacts that I've collected my business cards from many, many years of when I used to run co-organize a meetup, and so we're doing an active campaign or adding people to our database and just reaching out to them. And so let me just give you right here a project, and right now it's called the contact list update project. And so right here is this master list right here. And so I'm sharing this with my assistant, and she has the ability to open that document, and then she has the ability to update it, and I can see what's going on with that document. And so you can see that I'm the owner here, but my manager, which is Becky, she's actually working with that data remotely. All right. And the other Microsoft Docs is like Microsoft Word. I use it as well. They are doing a lot of great things with Google Meet. The meetings, which is kind of like a Zoom. But I just like using Zoom just because it's just easy and the way that it handles. And I'll do another episode on how to use Zoom for your meetings very effectively. They're always constantly changing things as well. So for those that joined just now, I am doing a live cast right now talking about some of the products that I use, my the Google products, Google Domains, Google Chrome, and GSuite. And if you have any questions, write your comments below. So that's pretty much what I wanted to explain. I mean, there's so many features of Google that I probably am not using, but this is a product that I use on a daily basis, every single day. Um, every Tuesday and Thursdays, Tuesdays I'm gonna do a uh, like any applications. I'm going to be doing reviews, and then on Thursdays I'm going to be doing some tutorial. I'll also be bringing in some people to talk about those products, and even real estate professionals that are actually using the product and give you their perspective on it as well. All right, I hope this was helpful. Go to my channel, go to my Instagram. Paul Y Kim 360. Give me, subscribe to it and follow me. I'm going to be answering some questions on that on my Instagram as well. I got some questions that I get randomly from people, and I'm going to be answering questions on my Instagram feed and doing Tech Tuesdays and Tutorial Thursdays on Facebook and YouTube. This is going live cast right now to my Facebook and also to YouTube. All right. I hope that was helpful. Let me actually, you know what? I should have turned that off and gone big. So, all right. So before I get off, let me just say this is follow me on Paul Y Kim 360. You go to Instagram, any Facebook, any social media, and find me, and I should be available. You can find me as Paul Y Kim 360. And for those that wonder why the 360 is because Paul Y Kim was taken on all the social profiles, and so I just added the 360 to kind of correspond to Real Estate Life 360, and that's the reason why it's Paul Y Kim 360. All right. Thanks for watching this live cast. And if you have any questions whatsoever, write your comments below. And also, you can email me at paul@paulykim3. No, sorry, paul@paulykim.com. All right. So paul@paulykim.com. If you have any questions as it relates to real estate, marketing, technical stuff as it relates to real estate, or just want to just ask any random questions, by all means, I will make sure I will answer them. All right. Thanks, and have a good rest of the day. And I will see everybody Thursday, this Thursday at 11. All right, for a tutorial. I haven't decided what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to sit down with my team, and we're going to kind of lay out some schedule for some of the things that we're going to talk about on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and try to give as much value as possible to the real estate community, whether you're an investor or an agent. All right, that's my ultimate goal for this live cast. And the fact that everybody else is doing live casts, and I'm not just going on the live cast just for the sake of live cast. I do really want to provide value, and I'm going to some of the basics, some of the practical things to building your business, and that's the reason why I'm doing this. All right. Well, thank you for watching. I know your time is precious, and if you need to go over, I talked about again Google domains, Google the Chrome, the browser, and GSuite. All right. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye.